Back to Poplar Preparedness. This is a world news update. Of course, this is being brought to you by OnScene Alert, but we're going to see what they have to say about what's going on out there in the world. One of the big news items here that was sent out this morning is the Chinese are threatening war with the United States and anyone else over the issue of Taiwan. They do continue to do their military buildup around the area, but last month things did become much more escalated and heated after President Joe Biden said, yes, that's the commitment that we made. The idea that if Taiwan can be taken by force is just not appropriate. It will dislocate the entire region and be another action similar to what happened in Ukraine. The question was, would the United States defend Taiwan? And the answer from the President of the United States changed the American policy from one of strategic ambiguity, kind of, well, you don't know if we will or not, to yes, we will. That has angered and very much upset the Chinese, and they are escalating their military actions around the strait. But also here now seeing that the defense minister is threatening war with the United States if the United States were to assist or defend Taiwan in such a takeover. So that just blows up the idea that there could be a limited conflict where we're just pumping arms or doing things like that, but rather that would, according to the Chinese, lead to World War III. Next, Arizona has confirmed that there is a case in the wildlife of bird flu in the state. We do not have any commercial issues just yet of factories of chickens that have tested positive for bird flu. However, whichever way you want to look at this, either bird flu is now in the state or we are being prepped for the idea that when bird flu suddenly crops up in a bunch of these commercial facilities, that's what that was. So either if you're a little bit of a skeptic on it, then are we being set up for a massive wave of PCR testing that's going to inevitably come back with some positives? Or is this genuine spread of this bird flu and bird populations indoors are going to be at risk here? All right, also down in Colombia. It's been relatively quiet in Colombia recently, but 4 people were killed in a terrorist attack in the Colombian town Cartagena del Chera. In this town, basically a terrorist bombing was targeting police and killed a bunch of civilians. This is something that has not been really going on recently quite as much, but it is definitely not good to see that happening, and our hearts go out to the victims of that attack. In Donetsk, Eastern Europe, we have an explosion apparently from a chemical factory that came under attack due to possible Russian shelling. But major chemical plant producing fertilizer went up in large smoke, and of course the hazards to the people there. But it is just another major chemical infrastructure point that has been destroyed in Eastern Europe now. Several fires here. One in Rajasthan at a paper plate factory. Rajasthan is in western India, up against the Pakistani border, and they had a massive, this is a large fire. Also has to do with an oil pipeline too, which makes it all the more newsworthy. In Bangladesh, 5 people were killed and 100 were injured in a massive container warehouse fire. So, of course, a place where they load containers by hand. They lost a whole bunch of containers, and the facility was significantly damaged. There was a large explosion in the mix there, so something was explosive in one of the containers. No word yet on the damage that will be there to international shipping. But Bangladesh is not one of the big major players in international shipping, so we don't expect super big impacts on the global supply chain because of that. Congo is reporting a pneumatic plague case, and that is not good. They also have the bubonic plague that they're trying to contain down there right now. So just in case we needed one more contagious, deadly disease out there, that's just more bad news out there. Hopefully that can be contained. Also, hopefully the bubonic plague can be contained there too. Additional cases of monkeypox in the UK. This is continuing to spread. We are now at 1,000 confirmed cases in 35 countries. The United States has just recently ordered 400,000 more doses of monkeypox vaccine. They are apparently reaching out to get vaccinated people who are in the sphere, kind of like if someone does test positive, then they want to vaccinate people that are around them. Now, once again, this is mostly limited to a certain minority people group in around the world, men with men type people group. So if you're not in that group, or if you're not around people in that group, this does not seem to be really spreading outside that community. So ironically, that's happening this month during Pride Month. The monkeypox is spreading through Pride communities, so to speak. So now that's not to say, once again, that it's not to say this cannot spread to people outside the Pride community. However, it is mostly spreading through Pride community, through Pride actions. Additionally to that, we did have two shootings, 3 dead in Maryland, where someone went to a manufacturing company and shot several people, and then tried to flee. Then when they were confronted by police, there was a shootout which left a police officer killed as well. Nashville, Tennessee, a gunman opened fire at a pool party. 2 were killed and 2 more injured. And then, of course, where there is no guns in Germany, 1 was killed and 10 more injured as somebody, instead of using a gun, used a car. Because that can happen, folks. Just because people don't have a certain weapon doesn't mean they won't try to kill many people. So this looks like a repeat incident of the Christmas market attack that killed 12 people and injured 50 people. So this may be another terrorist attack. Bottled water is being in very short supply in Mexico. They are having water shortages. Now, that is important also because this is going to be a place where they are getting their water from the Colorado River. And this is, there's a lot of water. It's a lot lower of water, and they are rationing water. This may have more to do with the fact that there are a lot of people coming through these states in their way to the States, the United States, and they are buying up a lot of water bottles for them to go across the border. That could be what's going on right now. We are hearing reports that there are several convoys coming up through Mexico that are heading towards the U.S. border. That is a big deal, especially if you're in the border regions. Most of the border regions of the United States have now been fully saturated with way too many new migrants that are just overwhelming the cities and the towns of their public resources to help people. And of course, if you've seen the more recent release of the DHS warning. Now, a lot of channels out there have been talking about this as if it's like something that was just released, just one time type release, whereas they do continue to roll. So they issue a threat assessment of what they see going on out there and what should be the priorities for their field agents and such. But those expire. So as you can see, so the previous one expired June 7th, and so that's why they issued the new one coming out. But it is very enlightening to see what they're saying, and they are particularly saying that with things like the Supreme Court decision coming out and other events that may happen this summer, that there may be severe rioting and a lot of domestic instability inside the United States. So, of course, this is all pictured from the side of one side of the spectrum that doesn't seem to riot is the one that's the most dangerous, and the side that does continue to riot is not dangerous. But that spin is troubling, of course, and we are glad to see that the fake news instigator, blaming fake news and misinformation and people not providing context are taken off of this, but still wonder how much of that is targeted towards people that they don't like the political opinions or their news assessments, such as yours truly. All right, folks, that's what we have here for you from OnScene Reports. If you would like to get their emails directly, you can go over to their website, the link down below. You can get 30% off, but you do get a 30-day free trial that you can see if you like what they provide for you. That way you get the news sent directly to your email 3 times a week. And also during disaster situations or crisis situations, they will send you email or text alert updates on what's going on, like if there's a shooting in your area or if there is riots, sort of like what the Dhs is warning there might be. If that happens in your area, they would send you updates on what's going on, where it's happening, where there are resources, and how to get assistance, that type of thing. All right, folks, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to pop them in the comments down below. I found this news source to be very reliable and very useful, and it's great to have it all put together in one report. All right, folks, have a great day. Steve Poplar, out.